England, 1819. Annabelle gasped at the sight that met her eye as she passed the parlour door. Her steps slowed, her eyes focused. A strange man, clad in workman's attire of dirty linen trousers and a shabby tan coat, hoisted her mother's teak writing desk. Annabelle balled her fist at her side. "You there! Stop this instant!" she ordered from the corridor, employing her most authoritative voice. But the massive man paid her no heed. Once the desk was balanced on his shoulder, he reached for the matching carved chair. Her shoulder clipped the door's frame when she marched into the bright parlour. "I said stop! Put that down immediately!" As she drew closer to the man, he turned to face her, annoyance evident in the firm set of his wide jaw. "You say something?" Heat rose to her cheeks at his irreverent tone. "Yes, I said something. I demand you return those items to where you found them before I call the magistrate." The man's low, gritty laugh ignited her anger further. He shifted his weight. His dirty boots squeaked on the polished floor. "You? And who are you?" Annabelle jutted her chin up. "I am Miss Annabelle Thorley, and I will not be spoken to in such a manner. Now do as I say and leave my home at once." "Are you Mrs. Thomas Thorley?" he demanded. "I am not. I am Mr. Thorley's sister, but that is my mother's desk, so return it to where you found it." His bushy eyebrow lifted in amusement. He lowered the chair, pulled a piece of paper from his faded waistcoat, extended it out as if reading it, and then crumpled it in his thick fingers before he returned it to his pocket. "My orders come from Mr. Thomas Thorley, and he says this desk and the rest of the furnishings in this chamber are all to go to auction." Without another word, he pushed past her, leaving the scent of brandy and filth in his wake. As the meaning of his words sank in, dread trickled through her. Thomas intended to sell their late mother's belongings. Annabelle had known her brother was in financial distress, but this... Sensing she was fighting a losing battle, she scurried to a cupboard while the man was out of the room and scooped personal belongings from it. A book of verses, a miniature portrait Mamma had painted of Papa. The odoriferous man might be a barbarian, but she would not allow him to leave with her mother's letters. Irritation blurred her vision as she clutched the precious mementos to her chest and rushed from the room. Annabelle marched down Wilhurst House's narrow hall to the back of the home. There was no question in her mind. Thomas needed to answer for this. Annabelle found him in his study, as expected, but instead of sitting at his desk, he reclined on the settee beneath the window, with his arm over his eyes. She discarded her treasures on a small side table, stomped toward him, and poked his arm. "Wake up, Tom! Merciful heavens, it is late morning, and here you are, sleeping!" He grunted, but made no movement. "I don't recall asking for your opinion on how I spend my time." Annabelle ignored his snide remark and pulled the curtains open, allowing the bright summer sunshine to spill into the chamber. "There is a man in the parlour removing furnishings. He said you instructed him to do so, and I told him there must be some mistake." Thomas heaved a bothered sigh. No mistake." Frustrated at his lack of interest, Annabelle poked him again. "Get up and make them stop." Thomas eased his bloodshot eyes open and pulled himself up from his reclining position. He swung his boots to the polished floor, yawned, then tugged at the snowy white cravat hanging around his neck. "I can't stop them from taking what belongs to them." "What belongs to them?" Annabelle shook her head. He was not making sense. "Tom, those are Mamma's things." He held out his hands, as if to display the fact that he was out of options. "It's quite simple. I owe money, but I don't have any money. I am paying them in kind, and then they will leave me be." Annabelle pressed her lips together while choosing her words. Crossing her brother on such a topic would only lead to more arguing. "Wilhurst House is my home too. This is the home our parents shared. Perhaps if you were to include me in some of the decisions, I could—" "Include you?" he snorted, his pinched face reeking condescension. He jumped to his feet. "Belle, this home